Canada is massive. It stretches from the Atlantic Ocean in the east to the Pacific in the west and all the way up to the Arctic. It has some of the world's most beautiful national parks, exciting cities, and a mix of cultures that make it completely unique. Whether you're into wildlife, outdoor adventures, or exploring vibrant cities, Canada has something for everyone. This guide will walk you through everything you need to know before visiting, from the must-see places to transportation, the best time to go, and useful travel tips. Canada is one of the most beautiful countries in the world. It's a dream destination for anyone who loves nature, with huge mountains, endless forests, clear lakes, and amazing national parks. Wildlife is everywhere. You might spot bears in the Rockies, moose in Newfoundland, or even whales off the coast of British Columbia. But Canada isn't just about nature. Its cities are full of life, culture, and things to do. Toronto and Vancouver are some of the most diverse cities in the world, with incredible food, museums, and entertainment. Quebec City and Montreal have a European feel, with old streets and French-speaking locals. Then there's the people. Canadians are known for being friendly, and it's true, you'll feel welcome wherever you go. Whether you're in a big city or a small fishing town, the locals are always happy to help and share their part of the country with you. Canada is huge, so it's impossible to see everything in one trip. But if you want to visit the best of the best, these are the top places you shouldn't miss. Banff is one of the most stunning places on Earth. It's known for its bright blue lakes, towering mountains, and amazing wildlife. Lake Louise is the most famous spot in Banff, with deep turquoise water surrounded by glaciers. It looks almost unreal. Not far away, Moraine Lake is just as breathtaking and tends to be quieter if you go early in the morning. Whether you want to hike, kayak, or just soak in the views, these lakes are must-sees. For an unforgettable view, take the Banff Gondola up Sulphur Mountain. From the top, you'll see endless mountain peaks stretching across the horizon. After that, unwind at the Banff Upper Hot Springs, where you can relax in warm, natural mineral water while surrounded by snowy peaks. If you visit in winter, Banff turns into a snowy paradise. The skiing at Lake Louise and Sunshine Village is world-class, but even if you don't ski, there's plenty to do. You can take a dog sled ride through the forest, skate on a frozen lake, or cozy up in a mountain lodge with a hot drink. Banff is everything you imagine when you think of Canada. Epic scenery, fresh mountain air, and endless adventures. Vancouver is a city like no other. It sits between the mountains and the Pacific Ocean, so you can go from exploring downtown to hiking a mountain or relaxing on the beach in no time. One of the best places to visit is Stanley Park. This massive park has a seawall that runs along the waterfront, perfect for biking or walking with views of the skyline, mountains, and ocean. Inside the park, you'll find beaches, gardens, and even bald eagles perched in the trees. For something more adventurous, head to Capilano Suspension Bridge Park. Here, you can walk across a suspension bridge 70 meters above the forest floor. Another great option is Grouse Mountain, where a gondola ride takes you to the top for amazing views of the city. Vancouver also has some of the best food in Canada, especially if you love seafood and Asian cuisine. The sushi here is top-notch, and Granville Island Public Market is a great spot to try fresh, local food. Vancouver is both relaxed and full of energy. Whether you're into the outdoors or city life, it offers the best of both worlds. Quebec City feels like a little piece of Europe in North America. It's the only walled city in Canada, and its old town is filled with historic buildings, cobblestone streets, and cozy cafes. One of the top landmarks is Chateau Frontenac, a huge castle-like hotel that overlooks the St. Lawrence River. Even if you're not staying there, it's worth walking around the area to enjoy the views. As you stroll through Old Quebec, you'll feel like you've stepped back in time. There are street musicians, boutique shops, and some of the best French food outside of France. Don't miss classic dishes like poutine or tourtière. Winter is one of the best times to visit. The Quebec Winter Carnival is one of the largest winter festivals in the world, featuring ice sculptures, parades, and even canoe races on the frozen river. Quebec City is full of charm you won't find anywhere else in Canada. It's romantic, historic, and rich in culture. Niagara Falls is one of Canada's most famous attractions and one of the most well-known waterfalls in the world. The falls are massive, with millions of liters of water crashing down every second. You can get up close on a boat tour like the Maid of the Mist, where you'll feel the spray and hear the thunder of the falls. If you want a different view, the journey behind the falls lets you walk through tunnels right behind the waterfall. But Niagara Falls isn't just about the waterfalls. The nearby town of Niagara-on-the-Lake, just a short drive away, is filled with wineries, historic sites, and beautiful scenery. It's the perfect spot for a relaxing day trip after visiting the falls. Because Canada is so big, how you travel depends on where you're going. If you're traveling between provinces or across the country, flying is the fastest option. The biggest airports are in Toronto, Vancouver, Montreal, and Calgary, but there are smaller airports all over Canada. Domestic flights can be pricey, so booking in advance helps. WestJet and Air Canada are the main airlines, but budget carriers like Flair and Lynx Air offer cheaper options. For a scenic journey, VIA Rail runs long-distance trains across Canada. The most famous route, the Canadian, takes 4 days to travel from Toronto to Vancouver. It's not the quickest way to get around, but the views of forests, prairies, and mountains make it an unforgettable experience. Buses are another way to travel between cities. Megabus and Greyhound operate on some routes, but outside major areas, bus services can be limited. If you want to visit national parks or smaller towns, renting a car is the best option. Canada has well-maintained highways, and some of the best travel experiences come from road trips. Public transportation is best in bigger cities like Toronto, Vancouver, and Montreal. Toronto has subways, streetcars, and buses covering most of the city. Montreal has an efficient metro system that's clean and easy to use. Vancouver has the SkyTrain, an elevated train that connects downtown to the suburbs. Smaller cities rely more on buses, but outside urban areas, public transit can be limited. Taxis and ride-sharing services like Uber and Lyft are widely available in big cities, but in smaller towns and remote areas, taxis might be your only option. Renting a bike is another great way to explore, especially in bike-friendly cities like Montreal, which has an extensive cycling network. Vancouver's seawall is also a beautiful place to bike, with scenic views of the city and ocean. If you're visiting a national park, driving is usually the best option. Some parks offer shuttle services, but having your own car gives you more freedom to explore. Canada has 4 very distinct seasons, and the best time to visit depends on what kind of experience you're looking for. Summer is the most popular time to visit. The weather is warm, national parks are fully open, and festivals are happening across the country. It's the best time for hiking, road trips, and exploring cities without worrying about cold weather. However, summer is also the busiest season. Popular places like Banff, Niagara Falls, and Vancouver can get crowded, and hotel prices are higher. If you're visiting in summer, book your accommodations and activities in advance. Fall is one of the best times to visit, especially for nature lovers. The autumn colors in places like Ontario, Quebec, and the Rocky Mountains are breathtaking. The weather is cooler, but still comfortable, and there are fewer crowds. It's also a great time for food lovers. Fall is harvest season, so wineries and local markets are at their best. Winter in Canada is cold, but if you love winter sports, this is the best time to visit. Ski resorts like Whistler, Banff, and Mont-Tremblant are world-class. You can also go ice skating on frozen lakes, try dog sledding, or visit Christmas markets. Cities like Quebec City look magical in winter, especially during the Winter Carnival. If you're okay with the cold, winter can be an unforgettable time to visit. Spring is a quieter time to visit. Snow starts melting, flowers bloom, and prices are lower compared to summer. It's a great time for hiking in milder weather, and in places like Vancouver and Victoria, cherry blossoms are in full bloom. Spring can be unpredictable, though. Some areas may still have snow, while others feel like summer. Canada's weather can change fast, so it's important to pack the right clothing. Even in summer, mountain areas can be chilly, and in winter, temperatures can drop well below freezing. If you're visiting in winter, bring warm boots, a good jacket, gloves, and a hat. If you're exploring national parks, waterproof gear is useful, as rain is common in places like Vancouver. Canada uses the Canadian dollar. Credit and debit cards are widely accepted, but it's a good idea to have some cash for smaller shops, rural areas, or tips. ATMs are easy to find in cities, and currency exchange is available at airports and banks. Tipping is common in Canada. In restaurants, tipping 15 to 20% is standard. Taxi drivers, hotel staff, and tour guides also appreciate tips. Canada has two official languages, English and French. English is spoken everywhere except in Quebec, where French is the main language. However, in major cities like Montreal, many people speak both. Even if you don't speak French, people in Quebec will usually understand English, especially in tourist areas. It's always nice to learn a few basic French phrases, though. It goes a long way with the locals. Canada is one of the safest countries to visit, but if you're exploring nature, there are a few things to keep in mind. In the Rockies and other wilderness areas, bear safety is important. Carry bear spray, make noise while hiking, and store food properly if camping. Parks Canada has rules on wildlife safety, so it's good to check those before heading out. If you're driving in rural areas, be careful of wildlife on the roads, especially at dawn and dusk. Hitting a moose or deer can be dangerous, so staying alert is important. And that's a wrap. Canada is a country filled with stunning landscapes, vibrant cities, and endless adventures. No matter when you visit, there's always something incredible to experience. Are you planning your first trip to Canada, or are you coming back for more? Let us know in the comments. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more travel guides.